It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up is Jordan Brooks, who had a strong showing last week with an 8-tackle game. It's the Seahawks and the Bucs, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here, losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center, guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Now a man who moved up the depth chart with the retirement of Chris Carson. Here's Rashad Penny. He's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this one is incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. 3rd down here.
Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra, next man up, since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. Penny up the middle. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. On 2nd down, here's Penny. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. He lets it fly for Lockett. This is caught inside the 15. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll try and run forward with Penny. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Throwing now is Geno. Looking middle, and that's complete. Touchdown, Seahawks. Keelan Cole, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are on the board first here on the road in Tampa.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Tampa Bay's offense set to take the field, and, of course, at quarterback, 23-year veteran who's had a Hall of Fame career several times over, the great Tom Brady.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. Now Brady. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. The Bucs at 7-2 here on the year. Their head coach, he's got them believing in themselves. They've won 7 of their last 9 games now.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun, it's Brady. That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he is going to have a Bucs first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. But they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's caught by Mike Evans. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 39. Brady to Evans that time. 1st down, Tampa. They will run for the first time here with White. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. To throw is Brady. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 23. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big touchdown. Cade Otton. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Bucs are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. They're down in this part of the field, CD. They love to get him the football, and right there, a little pitch and catch for the score.
Yeah, and he's such a weapon when it's that close to the end zone, and they love being able to rely on him to make those kind of catches. Talk about trust, talk about confidence, and he produces.
Extra point up and good by Succop, and we are tied at 7. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And Cade Otton capped things off with a touchdown grab. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive.
in the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
The Smiths throw into the hands of Fan. That one goes for 8 yards.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Gino. That one taken in by Dwayne Eskridge. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the short.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 7-7, our score after 1. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. The toss running left. This is Penny. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football. Well, we've moved past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in Week 10. Tonight it's North versus South in California, the Chargers and Niners from Santa Clara. And then tomorrow, Monday night, it's both Charles's birthday, happy early birthday, buddy, and the first primetime appearance for the Commanders as they travel up. Pressure comes, he's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Brady. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
He's going to have the hook up to Gage. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They didn't get the 1st down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the 1st. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Inside handoff, Penny. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. Now they'll run the jet sweeper that well. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Smith. And that is incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through the completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
Myers' kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll return this one all the way out on the other side of the field.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, then he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
Brady deferring to White on the draw. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The offense on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw on target to Godwin here. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down.
That's a pretty play there. Got it at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
So Brady departs, and on is Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal.
Succop's kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So it was 4th down and 1 in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little bit surprised that that's exactly what they decided to do. I kind of thought that they would go for it in that situation. Sometimes I'm sure you just think to yourself, take the 3 points, put them in your pocket, and move on.
Fields it right around the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting.
And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football. It's such a costly interception, nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
This Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on second. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Bucs are going to take the lead. Extra point put through by Succop, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
This one fielded at the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hand.
Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a...
He's got him in! Complete! A big play there just before halftime. 86 yards. Was that supposed to be a curl route and then he improvised, or do you think it was designed like that?
I think it was designed because one thing quarterbacks can't stand is being crossed up on routes. They don't like too much improvisation, so most of the time when you see a play, it was drawn up that way, and that one was executed perfectly.
Yeah, and the defender bit on the curl. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the fourth quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not...
Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the Saints who have the lead in the second quarter. Alvin Kamara with 2 touchdowns thus far. From there, it's up to Highmark Stadium to check in on the Bills. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. The Bills locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And it was the visiting Atlanta Falcons who come in and get the victory. Marcus Mariota leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. Continuing on, here's a look at the next-gen stats in that first half, and they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half. Second half straight ahead from Raymond James Stadium. Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. So for the call, let's get back over to Tampa and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. From the end zone, here comes Jalen Darden. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now in this ball game, and they got the victory last week against the Rams, so some good momentum as they come up 1st and 10. Brady's throw complete to Otten, and he'll be out right at the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On second down, here's Fournette. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Brady. Over the middle, that's caught by Miller. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
The throw on second down by Brady is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Give him 3 yards there on the first down pickup. Shotgun now for Brady. He's got Otten. And a tackle going to be made at the 38.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. Into the red zone, it's Brady. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Evans. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. So Brady departs, and on is Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal. Succop's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Okay, can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. From the gun, here's Smith. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building.
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Shaquille Barrett getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top for a big play, that often does work. But in this situation, the pressure got to him.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Again, it's Fournette. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 56 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And Fournette trying to power his way forward, but I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Returnable for Lockett. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
From the 40 now on second down. Smith, left side here, taken in by Metcalf. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. Everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. To throw on 2nd and 10. Smith. They set up the screen to Penny. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And finding Keelan Cole. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. To the air again, Smith. Now wasted time going right back to DK Metcalf. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 26. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On first down, Smith. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, 26 yards. And the Seahawks have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point up and through by Myers. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From the 6. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
On the draw, it's White. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now Gino on 1st down. Flush to his right.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
The Smith's throw caught here by Metcalf. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Geno down to throw. He lets it fly for Lockett. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fielded at about the 28. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Now Smith. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
2nd and 5 now. Smith. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Dwayne Eskridge, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 5. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now they'll run it again with Penning. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing is Smith. This is caught. And that's good for a gain of 6. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. They'll try and run for it with Penning. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. They'll run for it with Penning. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here's Brady and the Bucs. Down 24-23. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. Miller on the catch over the middle. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Finds White. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. A shotgun give to Fournette. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw, Brady. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Fournette, a first down carry. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Cody Barton there to bring him down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Brady. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. To throw is Brady. And this is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. On now is Ryan Succop for the field goal try. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it'll be a hot time in Ybor tonight. The Bucs have won the football game. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for Tampa Bay, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through.